Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Chili Games. We're going to get straight into this video. There's not too much to say, but as you can see, this is the brand new Tier 6 USN DD, I guess, Sims. Now, Tier 6 is a odd place in itself, whereas there's going to be a lot of premium ships at this tier, and with that being said, I think a lot of the tier 6 ship premiums kind of get, I don't know. There's a lot of tier 6 premiums that I think that are just super duper fantastically okay. And there's not a problem with that, but The Sims definitely falls into that kind of category for me. It is, I will say, first impressions, I do like it more than the Benham. It has an option between 5.5 km torpedoes and 9.2, which is your standard American torpedoes, basically. Very pitiful alpha damage. I believe it's like 8.4. And if you can tell by the fact that I am slowing into a cap circle and turning away, that I am still almost keeping up with them. The 9.2 km torpedoes do only get 49 knots, which upgraded with the torpedo skill that I am using with Halsey 53. So 9.2 range torpedoes, 53 knots, and a 72-second reload, which is actually pretty good. I found myself playing this ship and I was like, oh, my torpedoes are reloaded. So it's decent at torpedoes. I would say less than decent, pretty actually not good. Okay, yeah, let's just say not the best. Having the torpedo range at 9.2 gives you a little bit more options compared to Benham, but good luck hitting anything, and if you're using the 9.2s, good luck doing any significant damage, as you will see at the end of this clip. Right now, basically just playing it like I would any other American DD, twist and track, playing the caps, mirroring other DDs. I know there's a DD right here. Let's get into the firepower. So you do have the standard American guns, 3.3 second reload, but you do lose a turret in comparison to the Benson. So it's got less firepower, and it feels better offensively than the Benham does, but again, that's really not saying too much. Like at all. Catch the Minsk sitting just straight into his smoke screen there, takes 2 torpedoes, nothing super crazy there. I don't feel strong in this ship. I do not feel in any sort of way confident pushing other destroyers, because it is not the best gunboat and it is not the best torpedo boat. It is kind of a in-between pile of meh, which, getting some good shots at the Benson here, you know, the guns actually did surprise me a little bit, but I kept asking myself, like, why wouldn't I just use the Benson? It's got better guns, it has better torpedoes. Technically, you get the same range, but the Benson torpedoes reload at like 140 seconds, I believe, you know, which isn't terrible. And they do more damage. I guess the biggest thing to say about the Sims is its maneuverability. Check out this shot here. That was absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what in God's name happened on that shot. I don't even want to know. I don't want to ask. That was super weird. Laugh at me. I was laughing too. What are you saying? Maneuverability. So, as I said in my first initial thoughts on this when I posted that picture of the Sims, it has 38.5 knot standard speed. Oh, I think 38 knots. Let's just say 38 knots. So it's pretty fast. It can get up into the 40s with the speed boost. It is only an 8% speed boost, so nothing too crazy there. Very similar detection. I'm running my classic Bay Sims combo on Halsey, which gives me the health pool that you see and 5.5 kilometer detection. So it is bang on in that regards. Basically spick and span the same for detection. But what kind of gets a little different is it does have a really good rudder shift. Right now I'm not speccing into rudder shift at all, and it is sitting at 2.7 seconds for the rudder shift, and also the 500-meter turning circle, which actually makes this thing pretty good for bobbing and weaving and bobbing. Not that you really want to be doing that too much, just because it just doesn't really excel at being that kind of like open watery gunboaty type of deal, just because you just don't really have the firepower. Like, what are you really risking when you shoot? You only have 4 guns, you only have 5% chance of fire. You're not really going to accomplish much. I believe this game was a good game for me only because I wasn't pressured to make any plays. I kind of just played it smart. I kind of just played it really the same that I would any other USN DD. And, you know, this is just one of those games where the enemy team just died and nothing too much happened. So I'm going to get short and sweet to it. It's very meh. I do like it more than the Benham. I personally, competitively, I would not spend $50 on this ship. If you are looking to collect this thing, go ahead. But for me, in terms of firepower, in terms of competitiveness, it is a no from me, so take that how you will. I was a free-to-play player for a very long time in this game, and I would definitely not be spending $50 on this ship. But that's just me. You might want to collect it. I don't know what you want to do with it, but that's kind of how I kind of rate the premium ships. Not every premium ship needs to be super duper strong, because then it would just kind of be pay to win and just super annoying. But I feel like I'm going to take a chance to say this right now. If they're going to be adding these quote unquote collector kind of ships that are kind of just meh, obviously this is how Wargaming makes money. It's a premium ship. I understand that. However, you have to think of it this way. This is where development time is going right now. We are almost 2 years in, kind of. 2 years in. And there's no clans. There is, you know, there is no training room. There is no Italian SAP. There is, I guess, a lot of things that I can nitpick here and there, and just every time these issues keep getting, I guess, just brushed to the side, or just, you know, planned for a later date. It just kind of rubs me wrong when we start getting ships like this, because I understand they have to make money, but it's obvious that development time is going towards this ship that doesn't feed a niche. It is quite ultimately a ship that you can collect in your port if you want it. If you love the ship, if you do well on it, by all means go for it. But for me, and I think the overall kind of opinion on this ship is, it is nothing super duper special. So in my opinion, instead of wasting time on putting out ships like this, we should focus on the game and not just filling in slots and giving people more options in a shop. So that's just what I'm going to say about that. Take it how you will. Again, this game is just very, very standard, nothing super crazy. I do not feel confident at all on this ship, like, too much. It just doesn't have any advantages over any other destroyer, really, that really mean anything. Like, yeah, you have a great rudder. Yeah, you have pretty good speed, but when it comes down to it, you're going to have to gun someone down. You're going to have torps, and in that regard, you're pretty just fantastically okay. That was a comment on the my Surrey video that someone left, and if you are watching this video when it goes up, thank you. That was absolutely hilarious. My Surrey impression was kind of the same, fantastically okay. And that is how I'm going to be judging the Sims, fantastically okay. Again, I think the USN DDs like this could definitely, I think they need a torpedo commander. Not that this is a torpedo ship, but it just gives you more options. You have to set up. They introduce these ships like this, and they only give you one real way to play them, and it is gunboat. It is a lot of skills that increase the guns, which is kind of just weird because this ship doesn't have the best guns. And it would be nice to kind of have a torpedo-focused commander so you can play Benham and Sims and Fletcher or whatever in a different kind of play style. And I don't know. I just don't see why it would be too hard to happen. And here we go. Vladivostok, 3/4 health. Just to give you an idea of how woefully underpowered these torpedoes are. Gets slapped under half health. I wanted to see this happen, actually. I wanted to make sure I could get this first set off. 4 torpedo hits. Does not kill the Vladivostok at that low health. And the Vladivostok has a terrible torpedo reduction percentage. I think it's like 22%, 25 something. So that is my impression on The Sims. Fantastically okay. I would not spend money on it competitively. If you want to collect this ship, go for it. Or just do whatever makes you happy. But that is how I view it. I am thankful for the ability to play it. But yeah, that is it, guys. I will see y'all in the next one. Y'all take it easy. Peace.